Pues sí, súbete, te lo voy a dar. Hello, my dear kids. How are you? Welcome to the class. And thank you, teacher. I want to tell you something. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry because yesterday I couldn't be with you. I wasn't with you. I'm sorry, my dear kids, but I'm ready today. I was I have a stomachache yesterday. That's why I couldn't be with you in the class. But now we are going to continue working. So I just want to tell you that the people who didn't answer, because I know that it was the instruction of the principal, that you didn't answer the pages of yesterday. No problem, don't worry. We are going to answer them in the next mid-session, my dear kids. We are going to answer the pages of yesterday. So don't worry, please, don't worry. Everything is fine, and I'm sorry, my dear kids, that I couldn't be with you, but now I'm here in order we can continue working. So please let me know if everything is fine, if you can listen to me in order we can begin working. Okay, so please just let me know. Yes, teacher, we listen. Yes, teacher, everything is fine. Please, my dear kids. So, I have in here Patito, Rebe, Maffer, Ian, Maffer Sanchez, Aisha, Maffer Almanza, and Jennifer. So, please, my dear kids, tell me, can you listen to me? Is everything fine? Please, let me know. Rebecca Hidalgo, hi teacher, good morning, everything. Thank you, my dear Rebe, thank you. Okay, so we are going to continue working. Well, we are going to begin working in order we finish everything, my dear kids. And it says in here that let me just remember to you, okay? Just let me remember to you that yesterday, the topic that we had to check is let and be allowed to, okay? Which is the use of this topic, my dear kids. In order, don't worry about the pages because we are going to answer the pages tomorrow, but I want to explain to you which is the use of these ones, okay? Let me check in here. It says in here that let and be allowed to are going to be used in order to express permission. What is a permission? When your mommy says yes. Mom, may I go to the cinema with my friends? Yes, you may go to the cinema with your friends. So you say, my mom, let me go to the cinema, okay? So pay attention in here. This is the grammar, the use, my dear kids. It says that let is going to be plus the object plus the infinitive verb without the to. Remember that the infinitive is to go, to swim, to speak, to dance, okay? But in this case, in here they are telling us that in order to use let, you are going to use let plus the object. Which is the object? The subject that receives the action, my dear kids, the person that receives the action. And you can write in there, my mom lets me. Who gives the permission? My mom. And who gets the permission? I. So that's why when we use let, we have two subjects. The person who gives the permission and the person who receives the permission. So I can say, my mom lets, and we add the S because my mom is a third person, no? My mom lets me go to the cinema with my friend. My father lets me use his cell phone. So when you have let, this auxiliary let, you always have two subjects, the person who gives the permission and the person who receives the permission. Okay, my dear kids? So that's why you have in there, pretty good, teacher. It says in there, or teacher, si no lo quieres saber, sorry, no, don't worry. It's because I had milk in the refrigerator, if you want. Yeah, but well, I'm so sorry. I spoke too late, hablé muy tarde. So it says in here, our teacher lets us drink Coke in class. Our teacher lets us, okay? In this case, we have the person who gives the permission, that is the teacher, and who receives the permission, the students, okay? That's why you have two subjects. And the other one is be allowed plus the infinitive, the normal infinitive, okay? It says in here, as a girl, I was. It can be in present, my dear kids. It can be in past. It can be in future, whatever. I was allowed to get home late at night, okay? As a girl, I was allowed to get home. So the difference in here is that one of them has two subjects. And in this case, normally we have one, I am allowed. A mí se me permite o se me está permitido. I am allowed to arrive late. Se me está permitido llegar tarde. I am o we are allowed to speak in the class. Se nos permite hablar en la clase. My sister is allowed to drive the car. Mi hermana se le permite manejar el carro. So in this case, if you pay attention, we are going to have just one subject. The subject to the person who gets the permission. Aquí no sabemos quién le dio el permiso, no sabemos si el permiso se lo dio su mamá, su papá, el maestro, el perro, el gato. No, nada más estamos hablando de la persona que recibió el permiso. Okay, so that is the use. Let me check the other one, my dear kids. And in here it says, you let me check a little bit. It says in there, you let, they let you park here on Saturday. Park es estacionarse. Sabemos que es parque, but as a verb is estacionarse. And if you check in here, my dear, carefully, you have the two subjects. The subject, the person who gives the permission, that is they. And the person who receives the permission, that in this case is you. That's why it says, they let you park here on Saturday. Okay, if you check in here, we have two subjects. Okay, and in the other one it says, you are allowed to park here on Saturday. A ti se te permite estacionarte aquí los... Nada más tienes uno. A ti se te permite estacionarte aquí los sábados. So in this case, in the second example, if you check, my dear kids, you have just one subject. The subject that has the permission to do something. Yes? You don't have two subjects, you have one. And you use the verb to be. You are allowed. I am allowed. My sister is allowed, y tienes el to. Aquí sí tienes que utilizar el verbo con el to. To park, to dance. You can say, teacher, you know that my sister is allowed to arrive late at home. A mi hermana se le permite llegar tarde en la casa. I am allowed to go to bed late on weekends. A mí se me permite, teacher, dormirme tarde los fines de semana. My little brother is allowed to play 2 hours with his toy. A mi hermanito le permiten jugar 2 horas con sus juguetes. When we use allowed, we don't have the person who gives the permission. Cuando nosotros tenemos esta expresión de allowed to, no decimos quién te otorga el permiso, nada más la persona que está recibiendo ese permiso. ¿Estamos de acuerdo? That is the difference, my dear kids. Let es permitir. Allowed también es permitir. ¿Ok? ¿Cuál es la diferencia? Que con let nada más hay un sujeto. Con let hay 2 sujetos. La persona que da el permiso y la persona que recibe el permiso. Y con allowed to, nada más vamos a expresar la persona que está recibiendo el permiso, que es lo más importante. Y aquí necesitamos la expresión allowed to go, allowed to swim, allowed to park, allowed to copy. Y tenemos como auxiliar el verbo to be, ¿ok? It says, you are allowed to park here on Saturday, but you aren't, so it's the verb to be negative. You aren't allowed to the other days. Se te está permitido estacionarte aquí los sábados, pero no se te permite estacionarte los otros días, nada más los sábados. Okay, my dear kids, I'm in here. Well, let me check. This is, let me check, my dear kids. And in here we have a little exercise for us to, because in the other one was so small, right? Okay, so in this case, my dear kids, it says, rewrite these sentences without changing the meaning, okay? This is a long one. I think that we are going to leave it in order to do it later because this is kind of a long one. And let me present for you the other one that is shorter because maybe we are not going to have a lot of time to answer both. So we are going to answer this one, okay? And in here it says, are you allowed to? Do your parents let you? La primera dice, se te permite X, y la otra dice, tus papás te permiten. So, in the first one, be careful, you have the to be plus the allowed. Are you allowed to dry your hair? Esta es una pregunta dirigida hacia ti. Are you allowed to dry your hair? ¿A ti se te permite pintarte el cabello? Y me van a contestar ustedes mismos en el chat. Yes, teacher, I am allowed to dry my hair. Sí, teacher, a mí se me permite. Hello, Kevin. And so please write for me the answer. We have in here different questions. I'm going to ask all the questions and you can choose one, the one that you prefer to answer. Voy a hacer todas las preguntas y tú vas a contestar una, la que tú gustes de todas ellas, ¿ok? It says number 1, are you allowed to dry your hair? ¿Se te permite o te permiten pintarte el cabello? Ustedes escríbanme la respuesta si es que quieren contestar esa. The other one, do your parents let you stay up late? ¿Tus papás te permiten quedarte despierto hasta tarde o dormirte tarde? Do your parents let you invite friends every day? ¿Tus papás te permiten invitar amigos todos los días? Do your parents let you get a tattoo? ¿Tus padres te permiten tatuarte? Are you allowed to make a mess in your room? ¿Se te permite hacer un desastre en cuarto? The next, are you allowed to surf the internet as long as you want to? ¿Se te permite estar en el internet tanto tiempo como tú quieras? Aquí tenemos unas respuestas. Una dice, no, I must tidy it every Friday. No, yo debo ordenarlo todos los viernes. Yes, when I ask them before I start surfing. Sí, solo cuando yo les pregunto antes de empezar a surfear. Echando el rollo a ti. Thank you. So, I'm sorry, I don't listen, teacher, the audio is gone. Yes. Yeah, you know that the teacher, he has already come quickly because he said that he was not listening, but now is everything fine, right? Thank you to the teacher that is always helping me here. Okay, so I was telling, I'm sorry, my dear Kevin, I was saying that maybe you didn't listen to me, but in this case, we are going to use don't and doesn't to make the negative form, Kevin. So it says, no, my mom doesn't, okay? My mom doesn't let me. And if she doesn't give me the permission, okay. No, my mom, are you allowed to dry your hair? No, I am not allowed. If you have allowed in the question, you have to use allowed in the answer. If you have let in the question, you have to use let in the answer. So if you are answering to me the number one, Kevin, that is, are you allowed to dry your hair? Se te permite pintarte el cabello, tu respuesta tendría que ser, yes, I am allowed to dry my hair, or the negative form, no, I am not allowed to dry my hair. If the question is with let, your mom, does your mom let you dry your hair? Then the answer can be, yes, my mom lets me dye my hair. Or no, my mom doesn't let me, because doesn't, Kevin, because your mommy is a third person, right? My mom doesn't let me dry my hair, okay? Rebecca. But now, can you listen now, my dear kids? I think that now the audio is fine, no? Tell me, please. Now, can you listen to me? Now the audio is better? Please let me know, my dear kids, if now the audio is better. Now, can you listen to me? Meanwhile, you answer. I'm going to go in here. Yes, my parents let me paint my hair. Okay, Patito, that is correct. Yes, my parents let me paint my hair. Excellent, Patito. You can say that, or you can say, yes, I am allowed to paint my hair. Okay? Remember that if in the question you have let, in the answer you need to use let. If the question has allowed to, you need to use allowed to in the question, okay? Okay, so, thank you, my dear Patito. Yes, thank you, Kevin, for telling me that everything is fine now. Thank you. Okay, so it says in here, today, the idea of today is to talk about discipline, okay? In the pages of today are 108 and 110. These are the pages of today. My parents let me help at home. Okay, pretty good, Ian. That is correct, my dear boy. That is correct, Ian. Now, let's go to the one of today that says in here. We are going to talk about in the pages of today, the pages that you have to answer today, my dear kids. It says that we have to talk about discipline. And we said that we are going to check in here. We are going to check in here, my dear kids, what's the meaning of discipline, okay? So, it says in here, the value of discipline in a student's life. ¿Cuál es el valor de la disciplina en tu vida estudiantil? It says discipline is a set of rules to be followed while completing any activity. It is a way of being hardworking and motivated while completing any task, ¿ok? El valor de la disciplina en la vida de un estudiante. Dice, la disciplina es un conjunto de reglas para ser seguidas mientras se completa alguna actividad. Es la manera de ser un arduo trabajador y estar motivado mientras completas cualquier actividad, cualquier tarea. Okay, so it means, my dear kids, that if you have discipline in your life, not just as a student, but also as a son, as a daughter, as a person, you are going to have a good result, okay? And in here we have, let me check. We are going to have in here some information that is going to be useful for you. And it says in here, discipline. Discipline is one of the first few lessons that we learn as children. Why? Your mommy says, tell me in the chat, my dear kids, if you remember when you were a little kid, what did your mommy or daddy used to tell you? Sit down correctly. Okay? What else they used to tell you? Say, please. Tell me another thing that they used to tell you that you remember when you were little kids. It says in here, it means living your life with proper rules and systems, which will help you to achieve your goals. Okay? Dice, la disciplina es una de las primeras lecciones que aprendemos como niños. Número 2, significa vivir tu vida con las reglas apropiadas del sistema, o sea, el sistema ya sea escolar o familiar, el cual te ayudará a alcanzar tus metas. Number 3, when we lead a disciplined life, we start improving our habits, which improves our personality and life. Dice, cuando nos guiamos con una disciplina en la vida, empezamos a mejorar nuestros hábitos, lo cual mejora nuestra personalidad y nuestra vida. Number 4, discipline is the factor that makes us learn all the principles required to be successful in life. Dice, la disciplina es el factor que nos hace aprender todos los principios requeridos para ser exitosos en la vida. It is one of the most important lessons that will be useful for you throughout your life. Es una de las lecciones más importantes que serán útiles para ti a lo largo de tu vida. So, these are like the principle of discipline, okay, my dear kid? My mom tells me, do your homework now, okay? But when you were little kid, Ian, obviously now your mommy says, do your homework now, okay, now. But when you were a little kid, what did they used to tell you? Because I am always playing in the house. Okay, Ian. That is, I think that now, or it was also when you were a little kid. The first rules that you remember that your parents told you. ¿Cuáles son las primeras reglas o la primera disciplina que tú recuerdes? Que tus papás te estaban mostrando, te estaban enseñando, te estaban exigiendo. Sit down correctly, siéntate bien. Maybe don't eat with your mouth open, no comas con la boca abierta. Say please, di por favor. Say thank you, da las gracias. Say hello, saluda. Esas eran como las primeras maneras en las que tus papás te disciplinaron, ¿no? Que te enseñaron que siempre tenías que decir gracias, siempre tenías que decir por favor, siempre tenías que sentarte bien en la mesa, siempre tenías que saludar al llegar una persona a tu casa o tú llegar a una casa ajena. Eran como las primeras, ¿no? Cuando empezaste a ir a la escuela, ¿qué te decía tu papá o tu mamá? Behave well, pórtate bien. Work, trabaja, ¿ok? Eat your lunch, cómete tu lunch. Todo eso es disciplina, porque si tú lo seguías, pues no tenías problema, pero si tú no lo seguías, entonces pues ya venían los primeros regaños, ¿ok? Patty, when I was 5 years old, my mom told me, eat with your mouth closed. Exacto, Patito. Cuando tenía 5 años, mi mamá me decía, come con la boca cerrada. Esa es disciplina. Desde ahí dices, ¿por qué disciplina? Pues porque te están enseñando reglas que para ti van a ser útiles, que para ti te van a evitar problemas, ¿ok? En un futuro. Ok, thank you, Patito. Let me show you the other one. And it says in here. Without discipline, a student cannot be happy and successful. The most important duty of a student is to study hard. He must acquire knowledge for the future. Dice, self-discipline creates a brighter tomorrow. Una mejor disciplina hoy crea un futuro brillante, ¿ok? Dice, sin disciplina un estudiante no puede ser feliz y exitoso. Lo más importante, el deber más importante de un estudiante es estudiar arduamente. Debe adquirir conocimientos para el futuro. That is the thing that sometimes we don't like or that we don't understand, okay? It says, number 1, let me make it a little bit, my dear kids. Okay, I'm going to put it in here. Okay, I'm going to share it with you in a little bit bigger way. So it says in there, managed short-term crisis a problem, okay, important, urgent. Dicen que ahí unos tips es que debes de solucionar, de manejar pequeños problemas que tú tengas y tienes que ver la importancia. O sea, si es urgente, entonces no puede pasar, hoy lo tienes que solucionar. Si tienes una tarea urgente que es para allá y es muy importante, hazla primero, porque si tienes una que te gusta más pero es para mañana, pues deja esa un poquito pendiente y haz lo que sea urgente. Después de lo urgente, vete a lo importante y después, pues ya así le vas a dar, vas a tener menos estrés, porque de repente ustedes quieren hacer tareas que son las que más les gustan, de las materias que más les agradan, de las que están más entretenidas, pero a lo mejor hay materias que necesitas entregar antes y aunque no te gusten mucho, pues lo tienes que hacer y así vas a evitarte un poquito de estrés y vas a obtener mejores resultados en tus calificaciones. The other one says, focused on important but not urgent, ¿ok? Enfócate en lo que sea importante, más no, pero no urgente, ¿ok? It says, long terms strategic goals, ¿ok? Dice que long term significa plazo, ¿ok? Plazo largo. ¿Qué quiere decir? En un futuro. Que te enfoques realmente es lo que es importante, pero no urgente. Esto es, hoy me enfoco en lo urgente. Para mañana me enfoco en lo que es importante. Todo es importante, pero hay cosas urgentes. Entonces, dentro de todo lo que tienes que hacer, enfócate para hoy en lo urgente. Y deja para mañana lo que es importante, que no requiera tu atención en el ya, ahorita, ¿ok? Dice, avoid distractions and interruptions. Evita distracciones e interrupciones. Urgent but not important. Lo que es urgente, pero no, que no es importante. ¿A qué me refiero urgente? Es que necesito lavar esos tenis, porque ya huelen bien feo. O sea, eso es urgente, ya los tienes que lavar. Pero no es tan importante porque si tú los dejas a lo mejor para mañana o para después, dices, no, teacher, es que no pude, ¿qué cree? Que no pude hacer la tarea, no le pude entregar el proyecto porque ya mis tenis olían bien feo y los tuve que lavar. Pues sí es urgente que laves esos tenis, pero ahorita no es importante. ¿Sí me explicó? The other one says, limit, number 4, time wasting activities. Not important and not urgent. ¿Qué vas a dejar ya para lo último? Lo que no es importante y no es urgente. ¿A qué se refiere? pues todo lo que te llame la atención, pero que no tenga importancia para tu escuela a lo mejor, o para lo que te están pidiendo tus papis, ¿ok? Sí, es muy importante para mí, pues sí, pero no para que saques una buena calificación. Si es muy importante para mí, pues sí, pero no está dentro de los que tu papá te pidieron. Entonces, si tu papá te pidió hacer esto, hazlo, y eso déjalo para después. Okay, my dear kids, so please let me know if you have any question related to the explanation of let and be allowed to. Please let me know, my dear kids, if you have any question related with be, allowed to, and let. Because in this case, the discipline is also just tips for you, okay? They are just tips for you in order you don't have any problems with your parents or with the teachers. That you need to have discipline if you want to reach your goals. El tema de hoy nada más era vocabulario y tips para que tú, de alguna manera, sabiendo un poquito más a qué te va a llevar una buena disciplina, pues decidas si quieres ser un chico disciplinado o quieres seguir en el desastre, si es que estás en el desastre. Kevin, no question. Ian, no questions. Patty, any question? Everything is clear. Okay, so everything is clear related to let and be allowed, I hope. Okay, my dear kids, so if you don't have any other question, now I'm going to ask you as a big favor to go to answer your activities of today, the pages of today, and leave the other ones for the next mid class that we are going to answer them together. Okay, so thank you for being here, and see you the next class, that is tomorrow, my dear kids. Do your activities, please don't forget to write your personal information, to take just one photo of the complete page, my dear kids, and to send them quickly, okay? So, thank you, my dear kids. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Love you so much. Bye.